Hey YouTube, I'm James. I'm going to talk about the sex. Now, this is 100% true. I'm 33 and I'm going to tell you some wicked shit that happened to me over the years of having sex. Alright, let's start off with sober. If you're sober and you're fucking a chick, always wear a condom, they say. Trojan, whatever. But just make sure if she's like really like big, always remember that if, how can I say this without pissing you off? Okay, we'll start off being drunk. How about that? If you're drunk, alright, put it this way, if she's drunk and you're sober and you have sex, that's called rape. If she's drunk, you have to at least be buzzed or drunk to fuck her because it's fair game. Don't drink Heineken because it doesn't actually get you drunk. I drank 30 of them and never got me trashed. So Heineken's a downfall. Okay, so there's that. When I got a blowjob from a girl, she snowballed me when I was drunk and she was sober. Snowball is where she sucks your dick. And how can I say, she has the semen in her mouth and she puts it in your mouth and you swallow it. That's snowballing for a guy. But when you snowball a girl, it means you eat her pussy out, ejaculate her squirt into your mouth, and then you put it in her mouth and she swallows it. That's called offering. But like when you do that, every time when you have a girl ejaculate and then she swallows her own stuff, that's more of an orgasm for her. Somehow it's like that. Over the times of me actually having sex with girls every now and then, I learned a lot of shit from just experience. So just put that out there. It's true, but a lot of people don't want to admit it. I'll tell you another thing real quick. If you're drunk and she's like ready to go, put two on. One's gonna be like, alright, I think I got it. Two is gonna be like, alright, I damn made sure I got it. And here's another thing. If you're a girl and the first guy that you meet asks you out, don't go out with them. You know why? Because that guy's gonna fuck you, have your kid, and then he's gonna leave your ass in a month or two. Because he ain't fucking dealing with your shit. And then you're stuck with a kid that you have no idea. Well, some girls don't know who the father is because they're probably drunk and it wasn't fair game. But like if you're a girl and you ask out or a guy asks you out, don't go out with them automatically. You have to be their friend for a couple months and then go out with them because it tells them who they are and shit. So if you're a girl and you get asked out by a guy and you think, yeah, he's cute and all that shit, but he's gonna fuck you and leave you, don't do it. Be their friend first. Get to know him a couple weeks and then fucking ask him out. Because if you don't do it the right thing, you're gonna get fucked over. That's how a lot of people or girls, because like in my high school and all my friends, they always asked out a girl, fucked her, had a kid, and left her after a month or two. And then they all regretted it because they had kids with guys that they didn't even fucking want to be with. So it's not a fair game. It's just common fucking sense. What it is. If you ain't got common sense, you're fucking stupid. All right, so there's that. When you are doing like serious shit with girls, you have to remember, you have to respect them. So in other words, if you just respect her, that's not respect. It's called common sense. When you're like, just, alright, yeah, I'm with her, that's not being respectful. Respectful is when, like, you understand who they are and you respect their boundaries. If you're just a guy that's like, alright, yeah, I respect her because she's my friend, yeah, that's an okay boundary. But, like, some guys just do that to get with her so they can get with her. They don't care about, like, kids or anything. They just want to get with her because she has a great body or great eyes or nice glasses or a fucking nice ass body with face and shit. People don't realize that if you don't fucking do common sense, you're gonna get fucked over in the end. And some people take it seriously because, like, common sense, you could get married and, like, fucking lose your virginity when you're married, or have a kid and then get married because you have their boundaries. Or some people would be like, yeah, I respected her boundaries, but I'm not going to ask her out yet because she has this evil side. And then when you get used to the evil side, you just end up fucking asking her out because she gets you. But you got to remember, common fucking sense is serious. If you don't fucking respect it, you're screwed. And I was going to ask out a bunch of girls in high school, but they all got with some fucking guy they didn't even fucking care about. And 2 or 3 months down the road, or even a year, they end up fucking taking care of their kid, and the guy end up just leaving them and going for another bitch. You don't want to have that. Trust me. I had a lot of fucking assholes in my life that wanted to do that constantly to people. And I just, like, realized I just stand still and just said, fuck you guys, man. You guys are all screwed up anyways. But, like, I learned over the past years that if you don't respect common sense, you're not going to make it in this world. So let me tell you something about life. Life don't give a fuck. You have to respect it to get something out of it. So if you're that type of person that actually respects other people, get where they're coming from, you could get a friendship. And then that friendship, after maybe a couple months, could lead to a relationship. That's what you want. You don't want to just ask some bitch out or some guy out because you think they're awesome or cute or whatever. You got to actually understand who they are and where they're coming from their background. And if you don't respect that, you're pretty fucked because you end up having 3 kids or 4 kids with some guy you don't even fucking know or barely fucking love or whatever, you know. And then I had this friend in school. She always wanted to go out with me, but every time I went to go ask her out, she was always dating some other asshole that didn't even fucking respect her. And I was trying to tell her that that guy don't fucking care about you. He just wants you for sex or money or drugs or whatever because his background came from that. You don't want to be them type of people that have like a bad fucking reputation in their life. Well, some people will grow up from it, but other people just fucking toss it to the side and be like, all right, I did that. It's over. I'm not going back to it. But you go back to it, and either way, you're fucked. So I'm just saying, if you're the type of person that wants a good relationship, be their friend first. After about a couple weeks, maybe even a year, you'll understand that that person that you liked isn't the person you want to be with. You have to be careful about relationships. Guys, all they care about is dating the hottest motherfucking hoe out there and getting with her and then playing her off like a fiddle and then leaving her ass. I did that probably one time to the girl, and I was like, I felt so bad that I didn't want to fucking do it anymore because she was a good person. She got great grades. I got S's in school. I was overachiever, but by the time I graduated, I was like, who am I with, you know? But all the people that I was ever with was all fucking bitches. And every bitch just, I don't know, they want a guy with a great mind, sense of humor, charm, and responsibility. They don't really care about everything else. And if they did care about everything else, you're probably not looking in the right spot. Guys, all they want to do is like, this is true. Okay, so like you got the ugliest bitch. They go out with the ugliest bitch, and then they just work their way up to the hottest bitch of the fucking group. And then when they get up to the hottest bitch, they fuck her, or like they get a relationship with her. And then eventually it's not working out, then they dump their ass. Then they go for their friend or their second hottest, and then they just work their way all the way back to the fattest bitch, all the way to the hottest bitch. And no matter how fucking hard you try, it's not gonna matter on the fucking. It always matters on how you do in the relationship. I've been in probably 3 relationships, and they all went crashed, all because I didn't do one fucking thing. You know what it is? It wasn't common sense. It wasn't respect. It was fucking charm. I didn't have the charm to like go through with it. Like, yeah, I got, the stuff to do it. It's just I didn't know how to work it to get it past. And people don't realize when you ain't got the charm, like, all right, in the beginning of the relationship, you had the charm and the common sense and respect, but then again, it just went downhill. That was me in my first relationship. It went downhill because I didn't know how to work it. Now I do. I know how to do it. Like, to almost every girl, and every girl out there is gonna be like, "Oh, you're really, really thoughtful. You're really smart, or whatever." That's your charm. Everybody's got a different charm. Charm could be smartness. It could be like romance. It could be respectful. It could be what do they call that? Damn it, skillful, creativity. You're really good with reading or books or something, and then they got the ones that you're really good with words. Like, everyone's got their own category. That's your charm. My charm was doing it all, but I didn't know how to use it on other people. And what I mean by that is, it's like, if you have it where, like, you're an artist, some people keep to themselves on that because that's their charm. Like, that kind of stuff, like really creativity or really smart, or something like that. But like, mine was not playing Xbox or anything like I would do now, but my charm was creativity, and all I did was read. That was my charm. I kept to myself. I didn't let anyone know about it. That's how I became like really smart on a bunch of random shit throughout my whole life. And people will look up to that because they don't understand that your charm could be anything. Anything that you're really good at and put your mind to it, that's your charm. Girls look for that. If you're like 100% on everything, they're not going to look for that because that's not what you are. What you are is what your charm is, what you're good at. So, I don't know how to explain this, but my charm was being an overachiever. And I kept to myself, and people actually, I don't know, I was beat up in school, but like, my charm was being smart. But other people were like, all right, my charm is doing drugs. My charm is reading. But like, girls look for certain charms. If you ain't got that charm that they're looking for, it's not a relationship. It's just a friendship, and they won't go out with you because they know that your charm isn't good enough for them. That's what they're looking for. So if this is helpful, send a comment or something, and I'll tell you some more about this kind of stuff because it took me a long time to figure all this out. And if you're the type of person that are like a barber, like artists, or like tattooing or something like that, that's your charm. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for what you're good at that matches them. And it's only about that. Because if you'd be like, all right, I'm just going to force my way into her life, knock her up, and then leave her because we ain't got shit to go upon between each other, that's not the charm. They're not looking for that. They're looking for like what you doing in your life. It's true because a lot of people don't understand it. But once you find a charm that matches a girl's charm, it's called a relationship. You give them more respect because that's what you're into, and that's what they're into. And then eventually it just goes to marriage after they're what 2 years. Never get married after 2 years. It only lasts 2 years. And my mom and dad, they got married in like 2 weeks. They went to Elvis's house, Elvis Presley's house, saw his I mean, they saw everything, the museum, the historical, everything. Then they went to Slash's house and found like his guitar and 6 signatures on like a guitar that's worth like two. Back then it was like $2 million, but now it's probably like 17 million. But like they got together because they found their charm. They found that instinct. But if this is a helpful video, subscribe and I'll put more on there. I got a shit ton to do. So good luck. Subscribe.